It's like a meditation. It's a very beautiful feeling to go through that when you're cooking. That's when things just happen. It's like when you're dancing, you know? You are just in the moment. When you use the wok that my mother gave me, which is from before I was even born or before her wedding. And that old wok, when you cook in it, the steam from it, the sizzle from it, the roast from it, the flavors, and that sound, it just makes me so happy that as it is happening, it's like you're making love. I want to take away that stereotype associated with Indian cuisine as curry powder or a curry word in every menu, a generic menu with the dishes created by colonial times. The curry is not an Indian word. It's a huge misconception that came from many years ago when Britishers came to India, created one big dish called curry chicken or called it some kind of curry, and then they mixed a bunch of spices and then they called it curry powder. And so curry became a word associated with Indian people, Indian food, Indian race, and not the food that we grew up eating. Was kind of lost in translation everywhere. It's going to be here on the sides, and this is very important because this is why. So how do I overcome this misrepresentation of Indian cuisine and Indian culture? Through my cooking socials, I found a way to connect to people where I would invite people to my home. I would go to these communities and offer my cooking classes. I would do a dish or two where everybody would get involved. They have never seen these ingredients before. They have never heard about these recipes. So to me, I felt immense pleasure in just sharing those, and it became a fun event at the end because people didn't realize that teaching or cooking or classes could be this fun, and they enjoyed learning as well. They enjoyed the new concepts.
I've been in Smita's kitchen with her before, which is so exciting to just see her process and watch her come together with all of these different ingredients to make a beautiful meal. And when she's cooking, you can see there's a lot of things happening at once. It takes a lot of prep and planning, and she's so thoughtful about it. It almost makes you think it's easier than it is. Her love for what she does and her love for sharing that authentic cuisine comes through in everything she makes. And that's what makes it so special. It tastes delicious, but you can also taste her care and love and all of the time that went into it.
All these different flavors that I grew up eating with and I know of, I formulated them in a way, in a proportion that can be combined with any of your dishes, and you can just add a little bit of the blend and don't have to think about what else to add to it. Just you can adjust the salt and your fats in it, and that's it. I love how surprised they are. I love how they have never tasted these different spices in their food before, and the realization that it can be used in anything that they're making. It's not associated with just one type of cuisine. My hope that when my kids grow up as adults, and I'm really old, is to see that there is no curry powder in the world anywhere. There is no more education needed about any ethnic cuisine. You know, everything has its own uniqueness and it doesn't have to be taken away from its originality. It should be what it is for. they always have this expression on their face, and I love that. At that moment, I see and I think, and I stop and I feel that moment, and I see that, oh my gosh, I just educated one more person.